So I would like to highlight one of our new shapes, which I'm really enjoying. It is the double pointed oval. It's the large size. We also have a smaller double pointed oval. This one's a gray Himalayan salt. This is the pink Himalayan salt. They both have the 84 trace minerals. The gray has a little more magnesium and a little more iron. And what that means is it heats up a little quicker, it stays hotter a little longer, but there's not much in it. It's nice to work with this larger one because you have a lot more surface space. And one of my favorite positions to use it is when my client is in side lying position. To me, side lying is the most underutilized technique of massage today. It's something that I believe every therapist should be incorporating in a 1 hour or an hour and a half if your client comes in with neck, shoulder issues, lower back, or hips. Now for me, that's the majority of my clients. So I've created this session to really incorporate the troublesome muscles in those areas in 3 different planes. We have supine, prone, and side lying. So right now, I'm just going to show you some of those troublesome muscles that we're going to work with this stone. So I'm going to just apply a little of my jojoba. And then what I really like about this stone is that it can really access the supraspinatus in a way that it's very hard to get otherwise. So you can come up along here. You can feel that border along the spine of the scapula right here. So you have the supraspinatus right in there. You can use the tip of the point there and come down, follow through, and then up the neck, ending right at the base of the skull. Try that again. Feel the ridge of the spine of the scapula here. Here is your supraspinatus. You're applying some pressure. The majority of me, I'm just leaning in as opposed to applying pressure with my biceps. I'm just leaning in. I'm sitting and I'm leaning into that supraspinatus. And I'm coming down. And then I come into that levator scapula, a little bit of sternoid, a little bit of scalenes, and then up the neck right here into the base of the skull. So that's using the tip. We can then access this area here. I'm going to bring my seat down a little more. There we go. And you can use your other hand as a follow through. So we're coming down, I'm applying some pressure up to the base of the skull. And again, we can use this ridge. All of our stones have a very subtle edge, and you can utilize that subtle edge in so many ways. It's why we designed it without having a perfect curve all the way around, like often some stones have. We have that nice edge. So holding it like this, I'm utilizing this whole edge up here. I'm leaning in, sitting down, and I'm leaning in. It's very, very easy. It's not difficult. And then you come all the way up again to the base of the skull. Another way is the rotation. So you're going to rotate it. So you start with one tip here, and then you rotate it round to come up here. You will find your own ways of using the stones with the work that you're doing. They're just wonderful tools for incorporating when you find a troublesome muscle. And this area in particular, for folks with a lot of computer usage, it's the majority of my clients' complaints. So now I have the heat sitting nicely along this edge. And again, you've got a nice area of heat that you're applying here. And while it's just sitting there, it's done its active work. It's now in a passive state. And now my thumbs are coming in, just very gently working that levator scapula. And this is a wonderful way to access that levator scapula, which most therapists just do not do because they do not do side lying position. And you can really only access it in this way with your client lying on their side. That is how I use this one. We also have a larger oval. And again, you can do the same thing. You have a little more access space with the move up. You don't have so much of a point. But I'm just going to show you now. Again, I've just picked this up from my tray, so it's a little warmer than this one is now. So rather than applying it here right away, I'm going to go onto the lateral part of the arm here, just at the top of the shoulder, and just allow the client's nervous system to feel that difference in the temperature before I then come down and up the neck. It makes a huge difference. Whatever kind of stone you work with, it's very, very important to make sure that you incorporate moving the stone onto the client very gently so that their nervous system can feel that change in heat. So you can see I'm basically doing the same thing, but just with the larger stone. So it's giving me more surface space. You can see the difference. This one is actually almost an extra half more surface space. So again, depending upon A, what you have in regards to the stones, but B, what your client's needs are, what they need. And there we go. That is using those two shapes with the upper neck, levator scapula, and shoulder muscles.